Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to another exciting episode of the Colorado Comic Book Kid. This is the Colorado Comic Book Kid coming to you almost live from the Centennial State of Colorado. Thanks for tuning back in, everybody. We've got a great episode in store for you. Welcome to Comic Book Pointe. This is when we wander off to a special little place called Comic Book Pointe to reflect, review, and realize what it is we're looking at here with one of our favorite books. And this week with me, we've got a really great surprise. It is the Sidekick, her first appearance teaming up with the Colorado Comic Book Kid to do this review. Welcome aboard, Sidekick.
Hello, I'm excited to be with the Comic Book Kid today and share an overview.
Excited to team up with the kid today and share an overview of this comic book. I like that. What comic book are we going to be reading today?
Reviewing over the comic book Pilla, the first edition.
Pilla, #1 by Rafael Maldonado Badhand. He is both the writer and the artist on this. What'd you like more, the writing or the art?
I loved how he used the writing piece of it.
I think he comes from a background of doing art primarily, so it's glad to hear that the writing was really good on this, and there were some great quotes that pulled me right in from the beginning, and those could even tee up where the second issue takes us. One of those quotes was, "Even in the light, monsters can chase us," referring to being afraid of the dark, and it's not necessarily the dark that we're afraid of, but it might be those unknown monsters lurking. Fear of the unknown more so than the darkness itself.
I think that's a really great reference to how that really shows it.
Something else that is awesome about this book is not only the fact that the artist is a local artist, so keeping it true to the Colorado roots, but the setting for this book also takes place in Colorado. I don't know if you noticed any of the references to 16th Street Downtown Mall in there.
Yes, I certainly did.
I looked for other references. Did you see any others in the writing or in the pictures?
I didn't really see very much. I just saw some. Besides what you saw, I really just saw the normal stuff that you see everywhere, really.
One other intriguing aspect of this book is the timeline. I think we talked about this before we started reading it, how the passage of time in real life is going to be mirrored within the book itself. So unlike some other books where the characters remain the same age, no matter how many years we continue following them, the characters in this book actually age in real time. So 12 months later, she'll actually be a year older.
Yeah, I think that's really nice because you don't find that in a lot of comic books.
No, and it also makes me wonder how much time has passed between the Ashcan, the smaller Ashcan book that I read, and this one, because when she first meets Dog, she can hold him. He's tiny enough to fit inside her hands, and now he's clearly a much larger animal that she can little spoon.
Yes, I think that's really showing the fact that this book is truly different than all the other comic books.
So with that, we should talk about some of those other characters that we meet in here. I just mentioned Dog, who's her companion. I love that name. Very creative. 10 points for creativity.
Yes, I really do think. And I also wonder if she's going to find any other pets.
That would be cool. Mm-hmm. Some other travel companions. Well, there's one other animal in there. I won't ruin any surprises, but to me it looks like Cat. We'll see where that takes us. Continuing with the creative names.
I definitely think that Cat will be an interesting little pet. She can play with Dog and have Dog have a little companion also, if they get along together.
Well, if they get along together, not to give anything away, we have to figure out where that goes first. Would Cat be a good friend to have with you, or someone you're always worrying about? What other characters did we get introduced to in this book?
We heard a little bit about her dad, and it seems pretty clear that he's probably missing and they're on an adventure to find him. It doesn't really mention the mother at all, except for when it talks about how Pilla's dad and her mom used to always dance together. It doesn't really seem like the mom is still alive, but they're still on a mission to find her dad again.
It's definitely a tale of discovery. There's the quest to go find Dad, what's happened to him, how'd they get separated, and a tale of self-discovery also. What's Pilla going to learn about herself, and how will that be reflected when she hopefully eventually finds her father, and will he see that that she's kind of the hero? So a lot of focus on the kid, which I love about this. I think it's a great book from Raphael. I think he's done a wonderful job with the art in here as well as the writing. I'm looking forward to continuing to follow along with the story. They tee it up there at the end with Cat, a little bit of conflict to ensue in issue 2. I hear that this is a bi-monthly book, so we should get 6 issues a year from him. First one dropped in July, so we'll see if it's August or September when we get our next book.
I am certainly very excited to see how this will turn out, and there's many different ways this story can go.
I like that they've given us enough teasers in a lot of different areas. We've got the quest for the dad, we've got the immediate conflict. We really don't know what Dog could grow into as time passes, so lots of different things to be explored, and I look forward to continuing to explore it, hopefully with my sidekick with me, by the way, as we follow along with Pilla, whose name's actually never mentioned inside the entire book. She's the title character, but we never hear her name referred to.
Yes. It does seem, though, as if we are inside her head and seeing what's going on in her thoughts and really giving us kind of the whole inside look, you could say, on Pilla.
I like that you call that out. Sometimes it can be challenging for a story that just has one character who's traveling alone. It can struggle, it can get stale in terms of the narrative, in terms of the dialogue. There's no back and forth, if you will. But just listening to Pilla's thoughts and looking at the world through her point of view, it's really well done. It pulls you in, makes you want to keep reading more.
Mm-hmm. And just seeing all of the quotes from the dad and how the story, even how the story is basically made out of his quotes and all of the advice he has given Pilla.
Do you think she listened to that advice in the moment, or do you think she's kind of thinking back and going, I really should have paid more attention and understood what he meant by that? Do you think she's learning those lessons now, or did she learn them the first time?
I really think she already understands them, and she uses them every single day just to make sure she's staying safe all the time.
Important life lessons. It's good to listen.
Yes, it is.
What would you rate this book out of 5?
I think this book really gives you all of the information that you need, and it keeps you on the edge. So I think this book is a really good book, and I'd probably rate it as a 4.5.
4.5 out of 5. Coming straight to you from the Sidekick. I'm right there with you. I'd give it a 4.5 out of the 5 too. And I appreciate the team up in terms of reviewing it, and look forward to following along with you in issue 2.
Thank you so much for having me, Colorado Comic Book Kid.
Until next time.
Please subscribe and leave a like down below.
As always, thank you for tuning in. I have an attitude of gratitude for those subscribes and likes. Please click below. And until next time, remember, the best hunting is happy hunting. The Colorado Comic Book Kid signing off and wishing you well.